Hello, Persephone. Yes, you made it on time. We're here. We haven't technically started. It's like 3:59. Is this up too high? Are we up high? What's going on? I need to get into the chat on my phone. Hi. We are doing a tack chat today. I'm going to clean my boots. Not doing anything creative. Spent all of October doing creative stuff. So today we're just going to oil our boots and chat about stuff. Oil our boots and chat about stuff. I don't know, time I'm early. I know. I didn't know you could get into the chat before I click the go live button. Could you see me? Were you watching me look at stuff? I'm interested. Zadel's here and Taylor. Hello, hello, hello. So good to see all the people. So what time is it? Is it 4 o'clock? Hello, I am Michelle from Unicorn Centaur. Welcome to the weekly live stream. And if you are new here, I do live streams every week. Usually we're doing something creative, but I don't know about y'all, but I kind of got creative burnout in October this year. My well ran dry. Even though everybody was posting things in the Extra Equestrians group, I saw such beautiful things on Instagram. Everybody was so inspiring, but I was just by the end of October. So today we're not doing anything creative. Everybody take a deep breath. Today I'm cleaning my boots because I think it was probably on one of these live streams the last time I did this, and they are not looking well. That is not a healthy boot. That is not nice. I should be cleaning them once a week, and I am ashamed of myself. So that's what we're doing today. Donut Aubrey, hello. Trish is here. Hey. No, it was still okay. I was like, I did say I was live. Could you see a picture of me? Listening and fixing your tractor. Oh, I'm glad to be there keeping you company while you're fixing your tractor. And Autism Centaur is here. Hey, hello. So today, yes, we're doing a tack chat, and I'm going to tell y'all, I went on a midnight ride last night. I rode horses last night at midnight on Halloween under the full moon. Oh my gosh. So I just want to tell you guys the story of that, because it wasn't insane. Obviously, I'm here. I'm in one piece. I'm fine. I haven't been whisked away to the fairy realms or critically injured by wildlife, but it was an interesting evening. So first off, I want to say hello to my people. You see, I want to do my shout outs to my channel members. Thank you guys so much. I love you so much. You see, Zadel has his name in green over in the chat, and he has a teal badge next to his name. That's his little special sticker. You can sign up to be a channel member too. You don't have to. This is totally optional, but channel members get special perks. One is a shout out. Every one of my channel members gets a shout out. So I have everybody written down just in case. So hang on. I think I can put stuff in the chat here. Because I want to put my shout outs here. Blue Raven Farms. I'm putting that one in the chat. That's Blue Raven Farms. They are in the chat quite often. That's Kelly and Lana. And you can follow them on Instagram. Put that in on Instagram to follow them. And they have a Facebook page as well. Just really beautiful horses, wonderful folks to follow. Also, shout out to my friends Kimmy and Sheila, my theater buddies from long, long ago who are supporting the channel. Quite literally adopting my horses. The channel members, I think of y'all. You don't understand what you mean to me. My Taekwondo friend Genevieve, who is also the safety lady at Savannah Bee. What is her channel? Let me write that down. Safety. Is because if she comes into the chat, you can click on her channel at Savannah Bee. That's I think that's the official name of her YouTube channel, but I don't know. And of course, Becca, our lovely moderator, who is also a channel member here. Becca, I forgot to ask you, Becca, if you're in the chat today, if you have a social media you want me to shout out for people to follow. Same thing for you, Zadel. If you want people to follow you on Instagram, let me know, and we can type your name in the chat during the shout outs. And then my friend Nikki and Jen, Jen is. You can follow her on Instagram here. I got to find a way to put these in so I don't have to spend like chat time doing it, like so that it's already in there. I think that's Jen 96. Yeah, so that's Jen on Instagram. So yeah, Zadel and Nikki and Jen and Sheila and Kimmy and Blue Raven Primes and Genevieve and Becca, all of my channel members. I still have stickers left. The next channel members, as long as supplies last, get a Unicorn and Centaur sticker. That didn't show very well. Unicorn and Centaur sticker. Patrons get those as well on Patreon. So anyway, that's the deal. If you join, you get shout outs. The Unicorn level members also get access to my videos one day early. This week is going to be a Centaur of Attention video. So Unicorn level Centaur members will get to see that on Tuesday. Okay, let's clean our boots. So, first, where's my bucket of water? My bowl of water. I've got to clean the excess dirt off my boots. So I'm just going to take like this little knit rag that I have, and I'm going to wet it with some water, and I'm just going to use that. I already knocked off and like brushed off the dry dirt on my boots, but I need to really remove the dirt. So the other day at the barn, Adriana, who one of the reasons I wanted to tell this story on Tack Chat is because I miss having Tack Chat with Adriana. We have been social distancing. We're at the same barn. She is leasing a horse that is boarded and boards at the same barn that my 2 horses are at. So I see her now, and we get to ride together, and it's wonderful. Oh my God. Anyway, but we socially distance at the barn. Like, you don't, with horses, you don't get up right next to each other anyway. All of our tack is in different spots and stuff. So it's really easy to just be out in the open and be in your own space. And then we can go ride together. But I miss doing Tack Chat with her because we're in a room together talking. I want to have masks on to be safe. You know, maybe we could do it outside in my garden. I don't know. I want to think of a safe way to do it. We were trying to think of a way we could do too. This is one reason I was looking at different software for streaming so that I could do like a split screen and she would be on one side and I would be on the other. Because y'all old school people who have followed the channel for a while know that the live streams used to just be me and Adriana cleaning our tack, bridles, boots, stuff like that, and chatting about equestrian topics. So this tonight is kind of my tribute to our old school Tack Chats and hoping we can do something like that still. Anyway, okay. So I think I have my boots. So anyway, my point is Adriana and I are at the same barn, and I think it was Friday. We were both out there and we were riding and we were on the trail. And don't have one set up fully yet. I'll work on it. Half a tree fall due to, oh my gosh. Yeah. 40 mile per hour is a gust. My goodness. Hang on. This is my homemade soda today. It is orange vanilla flavor. I have orange cream soda today. Pinkies up because we're fancy. Okay. Where was I? Oh, I've got to get, I need to clean them first. So Adriana and I are riding on the trail. Everything's great. And she says, you know what? It's a full moon coming up and it's Halloween. We should go riding at midnight. So I was like, sure, I'm in. Let's do this. Now, I had to do tours that night. There's my oil rag. And here's like a buffing rag. I'm trying to get my my rags organized here. So I'm going to get one for cleaning. I've got my saddle soap, and now I'm going to soap up my boots. So Adriana is like, let's go for a ride. And I'm like, sure, I'm in. Now, I have started doing tours again. My job that I do, in addition to begging all of you guys to be my patron and my channel member, is I do tours downtown Savannah, like ghost tours. I tell ghost stories to tourists, and there is a little bit of a market for that. So and on Halloween especially. So I had 2 ghost tours, and I wasn't going to be done until 10:30, and it takes like 45 minutes to get from downtown Savannah to where my horses are. So I had to, after my tour was over at 10:30, I had to run back to my car, and I had on this long skirt with like a corset and a big puffy pirate shirt, and the corset's all laced up and everything, with of course this like Spanx control top panty or whatever underneath it. So I had to go from that to my barn clothes, my breeches and my boots, because I am not about to I'm not about to ride in that corset. No. So, oh, this is nice and lathery. Look at this, so satisfying. Okay. So I was like, all right, but I think I can do it. This is important. It's not like it's every day. It's not like, hey, I just want to go riding. It's Halloween. That sunlight is obnoxious. Hang on, let me fix that. What just happened? Okay. Hang on, everyone. Is that better? Okay. You know what? I've got my half chaps here too. I want to, while I've got the soapy soap here, I want to soap up the leather part of them. So I was like, I can do it. Normally, like some of y'all know, I struggle with anxiety and depression, and part of my treatment for it is to stay on a fairly regular schedule. So I stay on a pretty regular schedule of eating and sleeping and exercise and outside time, just to make sure I'm making enough vitamin D to run my brain properly and my blood sugar doesn't get low and all of that stuff. So, take my medication at the same time every day, blah, 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 blah. Where was I? Talking about my brain got me off track. So, all right, I gotta soap up my other boot. So we did it. So I did. I changed my clothes in public downtown Savannah last night, which is probably not the craziest thing that happened downtown anyway. But like, no, I didn't like get naked or anything. Like I had this big flowy skirt. Oh my God, we can still see the sun. Like I had the big skirt on. So I like took the underwear thing off with my skirt still on, and I put my breeches on like underneath the skirt before I took the skirt off. Like I didn't get butt naked in Savannah. I haven't done that in a long time. That's another story, kids. Anyway, moving on. So I did, and I made it down to the barn, and at first Adriana was like, I'll get Sunny for you, get him out because I can get there before you, and I'll get your horse for you, and then it'll be great. So I get there and I show up, and she's got her horse, Savannah. Yes, we live in Savannah, and the horse's name is Savannah. So she's got Savannah already tacked up, and she's sitting there looking guilty. And I'm like, what? And she goes, I couldn't find him because it's dark outside. And like, there's lights, there's arena lights, but they only go so far. And if you put the arena lights on, the paddock beyond it gets even darker, like you can't see. And last night we had a huge cloud cover. So there's this cloud cover. So you couldn't really see the full moon, but it was sort of illuminating all of the clouds. And it made for these like glowy, brownish gray cloud cover all over us. So once you got your eyes used to it, you could kind of see things in the paddock. And my horses live outside 24/7. So they live in this enormous grass pasture. So the farthest end of the pasture is like a quarter mile away. So there's this enormous expanse of dark. First of all, this is my ride. So I've got a halter on my shoulder with my little lead rope over my thing. I'm going to get my horse, and I'm walking out into this dark paddock. Now we are on the edge of the woods. The paddocks are right on the edge of the woods on a trail that goes out to the Ogeechee River, and the other way goes out to like wooded areas beyond. It's like 700 plus acres, this property. So there's wildlife. So I go out to get my horse. Hang on, I need a drink. I leave Adriana back at the barn with Savannah, and I venture out into the darkness. Oh, Granios is here. Oh, Madeline's here. My brain went off the rails. It does that quite often, as most of you know. It does sound like the beginning of a slasher film. I probably should have more sense. But I mean, we really are out in the middle of nowhere. I guess if there was a serial killer out there, that would be the place for it because, like, I don't think anybody would have heard me scream. Well, maybe the owner of the property because he lives like right there on the property. But and when I shouted at Adriana at some point, she heard me clearly across the distance, even though I couldn't see her. Anyway, so I'm walking out of the paddock and my eyes are still adjusting to all of this because it's like 11:40 and I'm trying to like grab my horse. I want to be in the saddle by midnight. This is important. It's magic. Hey, hang on. Speaking of magic, I need to, I want to make sure all the extra saddle soap is like off of all of the things. So out in the middle of the first part of the paddock is a big hay shed. It's like a big plastic thing that covers over a round bale of hay so that all the horses, they're all out in the paddock and there's grass, but this time of the year, the grass gets really sparse. And so we make sure that there are rounders of hay out for them to have. So I'm like, please, dear little tiny baby Jesus, let my horses be like hanging out around the hay shed. So I look out there and I see horses out there. I see horse shapes. I see a chestnut shape and a bay shape, but there are two chestnuts. Sunny is not the only chestnut in the field. So I'm like, okay. There are 5 geldings in the paddock with my horses. So I walk up there and nope, it's Remington and Prince. They are 2 of the other geldings in the paddock. My 2 horses are nowhere in sight now. So now I'm in the middle of the paddock. Now I can no longer see the barn. And now I can no longer see the back of the paddock. And there's the back of the paddock I'm in, but there's like another backpack paddock that you can go to. So now I have 2 choices. I can go to the tree line. There's like a shelter under some trees in the very, very back of the paddock I'm in. Or I can go through a gate into the very back paddock, which is an area that my horses love to go in. So I decided to go to the area my horses love. It's a little more open, and I'm looking for Tack is what I'm looking for because he's gray. So he's like a spot of white in the darkness. He's the first one I'm going to see. So I'm scanning the darkness for any kind of light blobs or anything. So I go through the gate, which is the only entrance into this paddock. So I go through the gate, and there's this weird tree line where there obviously used to be a fence. So there's this weird tree line. So I'm between the gate and the tree line, and I see a big black shape moving in the paddock in front of me. It's too small to be a horse. I hid behind the tree like an idiot. Like whatever this is, it obviously saw me because I didn't have my glasses on and I don't really have really good far vision. And I am out in the middle of nowhere on the edge of the wilderness on Halloween night under a full moon holding a lead rope in my hand. And there is some black shape. Like it was maybe 50 yards away from me. And it was like just moving in front of me. So I'm like, and these trees are like little, the trunks are like this big around. So I'm like Charlie Brown trying to hide behind the trees. So I get up behind this one tree and I'm like, what is it? What is it? What is it? What is it? Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. And I'm trying to listen. So I peek around the tree line to look and see if I can see this thing, and it's gone. And I'm like, oh my God. So I come back around to this side of the tree line and there it is. I can't see what it is. It is a large black shape. It's not coming at me. I don't hear any noises. But then I realize it's coming through the tree line and it's making its way towards the gate. It's about to cut me off. That gate is my only access back to Adriana and the barn and light and civilization and humanity and not craziness. So I realized whatever this is about to get between me and the gate. So I was like, oh no. And I held the lead rope out. I can't believe my plan was if whatever it was attacked me, I was going to hit it with the lead rope. Anyway, okay, hang on. Pause in my story. Obviously I lived. So spoiler alert. I am going to use, old school Tack Chat fans will know, in the very old days of Tack Chat, I didn't have any special oil for my tack, like linseed oil or neat's foot oil or whatever kind of special oil that people use on their tack. So I would use olive oil. Adriana made fun of me because I was like, oil is oil. You're conditioning leather. All you do to condition leather is rub oil into it, any kind of oil. So today I had to Google, can you condition leather with coconut oil because I ran out of my mink oil. Where is it? I did have some of this, but I don't think there's enough to do anything. I'm just going to toss it. So we're going to try. I have this. Oh, here we go. It's a Thrive Market coconut oil. Thrive Market is like Whole Foods online, but for regular grocery store prices. So that's where I got my coconut oil. I'm going to use that to condition my boots. Well, I'm telling you guys how I got away from the chupacabra. We're going to assume that's what it was. All right, hang on. I need my oil rag. And we want to put some coconut oil in this container. Oh my God, I just plopped coconut oil onto something. Something is either totally conditioned or totally ruined. Hang on. I think we're fine. I think we're fine. All right. I think I got enough coconut oil. Let me see who is still in the chat with me. So I did have my phone on me, and I think I even took my backpack on me. So I even told Adriana, so like the body can be identified. Who's here? Oh my gosh, hang on. I'm getting coconut oil already on my phone, you guys. Okay. Brittany's here. Hey. Alice the Wolf Mermaid. I hope I'm saying that right. Brittany. If you need a nap, Brittany, you take it. You need some sleep, child. Startle the dogs. Okay. I am going Autism Centaur. I see that you have a question. If you want, you can ask it in the chat, and I will get back to it in just a second. So I'm going to oil up my boots while I am telling you guys. So I did beat whatever it was to the gate and casually walked through. Now I'm trying not to run. I don't want to run like a prey animal from prey. No, I want to be all casual, like a badass, like I'm unconcerned. I'm a predator. Oh no, I'm an apex predator. You need to be concerned about my presence in this paddock. Thank you. Okay, thank you. That was the sort of air that I am trying to project, right? Oh, Lord, I just got coconut oil on my pants. Thank goodness these are not my good pants. I'm going to get coconut oil everywhere. Y'all. Okay, so I walk through, and now I'm back in the front paddock that has the hay net with the two horses, Remington and Prince, who are eating the hay. My horses still no idea where my horses are. I don't see the white blob form of Artax anywhere in this giant paddock. So I'm still walking casually, doing everything except whistling in the dark. And I turn back and kind of look over my shoulder, and whatever it was followed me. It came through the gate, and then the two horses that were at the hay shed freaked out. They start snorting and running around in circles around me. Now it's dark and there's horses galloping around me. And then they both stop and they do the thing where they're like looking at whatever the danger is, like with their ears like this, just like blowing and then they kept running around in circles. And I'm like, will you two chill? Like I am trying to act casual here. And they are literally galloping in circles around me. And I'm like, we're all going to die. I'm about to die. I'm either going to be trampled by a horse, or I am going to be eaten by the chupacabra, whatever this is. So I continue. The only place, now I have two choices at this point. I can very casually continue strolling back to the barn, or I can go back to the dark, pitch black area under the trees in the very back of the paddock I'm in, which is probably where my horses are. So with an unknown creature in the paddock, I walk back to the trees. You guys, not sure what's wrong with me. I don't know if that was the smartest thing to do. It was definitely a Michelle thing to do. People who know me personally probably are not surprised. But yeah, I lost track of the dark shape after that. And I walked back into the trees, and once I got like under the tree line, I saw Artax, the white blobby ghosty shape of Artax. And this doesn't feel like quite as rich and Like, this doesn't, okay, I may have to amend my opinion that all leather is good leather, or all oil is good. This is not sinking in like like even olive oil does. I may learn something today while I'm telling y'all the story. I may learn. Um, so I went back there. I saw Artax first, and he's like, Artax loves animals, by the way. Whatever is in the paddock did not concern Artax or Sunny or Hamlin, their BFF, at all. They were all back there like, oh, I think they were napping. They were like, oh, hey, what's up? What are you doing here? You know, um, they were obviously a little confused. And Sonny came right to me. He was so excited because, every time he sees me, he gets treats and grooming. So he's like, yay. He came right up to me, stuck his nose in the halter. Meanwhile, I'm like nervously looking over my shoulder and paying attention to the horse's body language, because if something is sneaking up on me, I'm assuming my horses are going to let me know at least a moment before my death. So I get the halter on Sonny, and now we have to make the long trek back from the pitch black trees all the way up to the front of the paddock and back to the barn where the light is. And so we walked back, and the way we're walking, whatever had followed me into the paddock would be on the side where Sonny has his eye. My horse, if you don't know, both of my horses only have one eye, and they're both missing their right eyes. So I was on Sonny's left, but so was whatever chupacabra thing it was out in the field. So he would be able to see something coming at me, and he was fine. So I was like, again, very casually walking, like I had not a care in the world. And Artax and Hamlin followed us up to the front, and both of them were fine. Meanwhile, Remington and Prince still running around in circles and snorting and doing something. So I guess the whatever it was did hang around, but maybe it was friends with my horses. I don't know. I don't know. Anyway, so I made it back to the barn just fine. And what I think it was, oh man, I wanted to like brush that off first. Shoot, hang on. Here's my theory, what I think it was. I don't think it, even despite the fact that it was Halloween, it was midnight, it's a full moon. Honestly, y'all, I don't think it was anything. It was not a dementor. It was not a ghost. It was not a spirit or anything like that. I think it was a wild pig. There are quite a lot of feral wild pigs in the area. They are a nuisance out in our area. They reproduce very quickly, and they tear up the area, and they've been known to chase riders. Adriana, who was out there riding with me last night, she has been chased out there on that property during the daytime by a wild pig. And so she is very wary of them. And so when I told her, I said, I think I saw a pig, and she was like, oh my God. I don't know if we were really going to try to go on the trails or not, but if we had been thinking about it at that point, we were like, hey, maybe we should just ride around the barnyard. Maybe we'll be fine. So hang on. There is a little more. It's not quite as like scary or spooky, but okay. You know what? This is not as bad as when I first tried it. I'm actually feeling this coconut oil. I might turn totally hipster on myself and start like being one of those people like, I use coconut oil when I clean my tack because it's like super good for the environment and for your skin and for your horse and for nature. So anyway, also it was raining. There was a cloud cover, and of course it started raining. Anytime we try to do something cool, me and Adriana were like bitching about this. Every time we try to do something cool, something like this happens. The weather intervenes. It usually happens on like a lunar eclipse or something, and there'll be total cloud cover, or a meteor shower, total cloud cover. Every other day of the year, bright, clear, shiny, beautiful evenings full of stars and moons. But no, last night it was total cloud cover. Now the moon was shining through the clouds, like I said, and that gave everything this really eerie light to it. So I was still able to see like whatever creature was stalking me in the paddock. I was able to see that. Hang on, a little bit more coconut oil. So we tacked up, got ready to go, And she had these rhythm beads on Savannah, and she had painted her in glitter. Like, it was a whole ritual. It was beautiful. And of course, then there was me, who had just barely made it there from work and was like trying to hold it together and not be eaten by a monster in the paddock. So I put Sonny's Skull and Bones saddle pad on him. We went all black and white with our theme, and we decided not to put the arena lights on because we chose not to put the arena lights on because we wanted to experience that kind of how it was dark. And it was weird to think that the horses could see better than we could in that light. It was interesting. Neither of our horses were very spooky. I haven't done a whole lot of night riding. I've only done it like once or twice before, and never for very long. And last night we didn't ride for very long. We rode around for about 20 minutes, and it was fun. So we were riding around, but it was beautiful. It was peaceful. It was amazing. The spooky light with the full moon in the clouds. We did walk down to the road. This is one thing that now I wonder, like, if people are telling stories about us, because I may be a character in somebody else's story. So listen up if you hear. There is some sort of film production out on the property where I keep my horses. They do that quite a lot. It's a big property, and they've shot quite a lot of TV shows and films and stuff out there just because it's big and it's beautiful. So when they do, they come out, and like one of the parking lots will be set up with all the trailers and the craft services and camp. It's the base camp, pretty much. And then somewhere else will be set up as a set, and then they'll shuttle back and forth. And these are at different places on the property, like not right where my horses are. So there is across the street from the stable is a base camp for some sort of film that's happening. They're doing a filming. So there was someone who was hired to guard the base camp, and they were sitting in a vehicle with like the headlights pointed towards the road. So they didn't have their full headlights on, but they were like running lights or something, but there were headlights to a car that was so Adriana and I are like walking our horses out the property and turning and walking along the side of the road. Meanwhile, there's a vehicle with headlights pointed straight at us. So as we were walking by, we walked by once, and we walked a little ways down the road, and then we just decided to turn around and come back after a little while. And when we were on our way back, as we were walking in front of the car, the headlights came on. And we just kept walking, and then there were other cars that were coming back and forth on the road, like 3 cars back and forth on the road. So there were at least there were at least 4 people last night that on a dark, no street lights country road in backwoods Georgia saw 2 horseback riders at midnight on Halloween on the side of the road. So I'm wondering, like what was the story they told people the next day? There were people riding horses. It was crazy. I don't know. Okay. So we made it back, and we were fine. And we put our horses up. And a chupacabra didn't eat me. And there is a lot of excess coconut oil on my half chaps. I left my half chaps at the barn for a couple of weeks, and they got moldy because I live in a swamp on the coast of Georgia. I'm like Shrek the ogre, except instead of a donkey, I have a dippy little Arab and a one-eyed retired school horse. Okay, that looks freaking pretty. Look how shiny. I can see myself in it. Okay. I do still have to do waterproofing. Weatherproofing. Mm-hmm. Snowproof. Oh, thank goodness I got snowproof. It was like 80 degrees here today. All right, let me check in the chat. Hang on. Orange cream soda. Oh my gosh. Stone horses. Remember my Luna costume? I won first place. Oh, that's so awesome. Can you do a voice from one of my characters, like a voice recording? I don't know. I might be able to do that. We'd have to talk sometime. We'll have to message each other about that. Yes, Taylor, it was 100% a Halloween adventure last night. So I did not go trick-or-treating last night. I I went to work and then went on a midnight trail ride. A midnight ride. I need a rag. So who else has gone riding at night? So then here we go. Like that was the story. So here was part of the discussion last night. We talked about going into the trails. We talked about taking the horses. You have to go to the side of the paddock, and then there's a woods behind where the horses are kept, and there are trails that cars can go on, and sometimes vehicles do go on these roads. So my question is, like, we were like, should we go trail riding? Is it stupid if we take our horses on the trail, especially after I saw what might be a wild pig that might chase us and injure us? And ended up being like, nah. And then Adriana brought up, there was a time in my life, she said, where I would just go. She says, I've done it before, ridden at night. Like I haven't, because I haven't had too much of an opportunity to. A lot of the bulk of my riding experience was when I was a kid, when those opportunities weren't available. And most of my adult riding time has been like in lessons and stuff like that with other people's horses. Only in the last few years have I had my own. So I haven't had. Well, you know what? If I've had my own horses on this property for years, I have had an opportunity, Michelle. But I haven't done it a lot. And so I just wanted to think about like safety. I'm now rubbing this weatherproofing into my boots. So I'm wondering about safety. Is it stupid if we take the horses on the trail, knowing there are wild pigs out there that might attack us? Is there some sort of safety measure we could take against something like that? Most anything else is going to be afraid of us. I'm thinking of the other things that are out there. Like there are the diurnal raptors, like, hawks and eagles, and the bald eagles out there are really cool. There's otters, which are, little carnivores, but they don't bother big creatures. They run away from us. The snakes and stuff all seem to run away from us when they feel the horses coming down the trail. There are occasionally alligators, but it's a little bit late in the season for gators. Also the gators don't like sit on the trail. I've never seen a gator on the trail. But the pigs can be anywhere. The foxes won't bother us. The pigs are the ones, like, they're not even predators, but like they just are ornery and they will chase you. I don't know. Or is it smart? Are we old or are we smart? I need to know. I need to know. So does anybody in the chat have experience with trail riding at night? Like, does it matter if you're in a group? Does somebody need to be armed in some way? Is there some sort of like boar deterrent or spray or something that you can spray at an oncoming animal that's charging you and have them stop, something that stops them? I really need to know that, because riding last night was so much fun, you guys, and I want to do it again so badly. And I want to go through the woods at night on my horse. I'm addicted now. I can't stop. But right. But like wearing high vis isn't going to help, because a boar doesn't care if he can see me. I don't know. I need to study that more. What do I do? What do I do for a boar? How do I defend myself against a boar? Because again, other than that, like, I'm the scariest predator out there. When I'm walking around at night, everything else is scared of me, except the alligators and the boars. So it's only those two animals, but they could end my night badly. Now we're almost out of alligator season, and most of them will be kind of hibernating away. So that won't be a problem, but the pigs are a problem all the time. Should I do the weatherproofing on the inside? I can still see can you see the little, yep, you can see the mold spots still after cleaning. Mother poop stain. Gosh darn it. I'm going to put the weatherproofing on it and see. Safety in numbers. Getting to freezing temps at night. Not ready for the white stuff. Oh, yeah. I'm not. Yeah. I don't think we'll get any snow this year. We did our 20s glow in the dark tack so you can see each other. Oh, that's a good idea. Headlamps. We had no light sources on us, I tend to get blind if there's a light source near me. Like I would rather the time that I spent outdoors at night with lights on versus the time spent outdoors with lights off is like it's night and day. It's such a difference. Like to have no artificial lights on at all and just to let your eyes get adjusted to whatever level of light is there, to me is so much more comfortable than having a blinding light. It only illuminates one little area and then everything else is just cast into pitch blackness. And I don't know. But I don't know, maybe because then when you look for something, maybe you'll see like the eye shine of the pigs. Oh, that would be creepy. Julie is here. Hello, hello. Been too busy for YouTube. Oh, hey, I hear you. Around here, the wild pigs are afraid of horses. Oh my gosh, that's fortunate. I've seen the wild pigs here. I saw a mother and some babies like rooting around in the woods, and they were far enough away that I couldn't get a picture on my potato phone, but I could see them. I saw the shine of the off their fur, like I could see the sunlight shining on their hair. These two quite a lot. Up here, it's wolves, coyotes, and cougars you got to watch out for. Cougars might be, I don't know, wolves and coyotes. I would feel like a horse and rider might be too big to be a target, but I guess if the pack is big and everybody's hungry, you know, probably a spray, Granea says. I may have to ask. Now, the guy that owns the property that the stable is on, he hunts the pigs. Like if there's one close to the property, he will go and shoot it on down and like be done with it. And there are hunters, like it is hunting season now. So there will be hunters on the property, not where the horses are, but like deeper into the woods, and they will help control the population. There's usually pig carcasses. There's a place off the trail that Liam and I and Adriana call the boneyard because that's where hunters will take the carcasses to clean them, and they'll end up there's bones everywhere, littering the whole place. So pretty crazy. Mafata Muazin. I hope I said that correctly. Hello, how are you? Bear spray would probably do it, Zadel. You're right. Get a black light. Defense against the dark arts. Yes. How much year I need to learn driving a horse? Driving a horse is fairly easy if you have someone that can teach you and a willing horse. I'm not sure how long it takes to teach a horse to drive. I've never trained a horse to drive, but after knowing how to ride, it only took me like 5 minutes to learn how to drive a horse. But if you've never had horse experience, it might take you a little bit longer. I've owned pigs for years, though. Even the domestic ones, if they want to come at you, your best option is to note out of there ASAP. Yeah, like pigs are for real. Pigs are legit. They don't play. Yeah, and the wild ones out here, like I said, I have not been chased by them, but I know Adriana, who was out with me last night, she has, and so still lives with that caution. And I guess last night I decided, since it was raining on us, and we had already spotted one. There's also deer out there too. There's a whole bunch of wildlife out there. So that's the question. Like, how safe is it for us to just go walking among the wildlife? Is it just as safe as during the day? Because all of these dangers still exist during the day, plus snakes. Wait, do we have to worry about snakes at night? Uh-oh. So like, because I think this sometimes when I'm riding on the trails, I'm such a trail rider, y'all. That's where I end up going, is I just go through the woods with my trusty steed. But I think about it during the day, like even if I don't see the wildlife, it's crazy to be walking down the trail and realize that there are probably hundreds and thousands of eyes on me right now, watching what this giant creature is doing, walking through everybody's territory, you know? And most of the creatures out there are terrified of me. And of course, Sunny. What I have noticed though is the deer will let us get closer if I'm on horseback. If I'm walking out to the paddock and the deer are like the deer love our tacks. They're like his BFFs. So if the deer are grazing with our tacks and I'm walking out, as soon as they catch sight of me, they're gone. But the deer don't seem to notice me as much when I'm on horseback and I'm being quiet. They're like, my horse friend looks weird, has a weird lump on his back today. I don't know what they're thinking, but yeah, bless them. Did I end up doing both boots? It looks like I did. I believe I did. I may have to go back through and look at the video to see if I did both my boots. They feel the same. They feel buttery soft now. All right, you guys, I'm going to have to do a little bit of research about the dangers of night riding. But like the boars can chase us during the day. So what is the difference in just going down the trail at night? Is it because I can't see? I can't see the boars during the day. I know they're right out there. I see their tracks. I see where they've rooted up the ground. So is there really more of a danger at night? Sonny can see better than I can at night, even if with one eye. So if we had to like bolt back to the barn, like I think he'd be all right. I'm talking out loud here. Talking out loud. I'm Arabic and my English is bad. So, aw, that's okay. No, it sounds good. Grandiose, most animals stay away from you. Yeah. I'm going to take a bath. Give me a talk after you're done in the bath. We'll see if we can talk about that. Yes. All right, you guys, I'm actually done with my boots, and I did finish up the Halloween story. So I think we can wrap up this live stream just a little bit early. Check the description box below. Anybody who is like new to the chat, there's like links for you to become a member of the channel and to follow me on Instagram and to join my Facebook group, Extra Equestrians. Again, the next video is going to be a Centaur of Attention video coming out on Wednesday, unless you are a unicorn level channel member, and you'll get to see it on Tuesday. So love you. Enjoyed listening to the night ride. Thank you, Taylor. I'm so glad you were here. Too loud and scary for animals to be around me. Yes. Wrong. Most animals love you. The wild ones tend to stay away from me, bud. But my animals, yes. My animals are like, yes, you're my best friend. I love you. Let's snuggle. Thank you to everybody who showed up in the chat today. I love you guys so much. I have so much fun doing these. And now my boots are clean, so I can have another ride. So get ready for the Centaur of Attention video. And next week, I have it on the plan. You're going to have to stay tuned and figure it out. Love you guys. Thank you.